My entire career has been about documenting visually the history of New York State. And one of the things that I've discovered over the last 25 years is that there's a gap in the visual documentation of the state. And that gap exists between 1670 and 1750. Really, the ending of the Dutch period, the involvement of the English, all the way up to the beginnings of the French and Indian War. How did we get from Fort Orange and Beverwyck, this tiny little community, just a few people, settlers who are trading with the Indians, to something that really starts to look like a city, a small city? What happens? How do we get from one place to another visually? We know how it happens historically, but how do we get there visually? The reason why this little window of time is so important to me, and why I hope it's important to others, is because nobody has really looked at it before. Archaeologists and historians have an understanding of how things are working. I mean, we know, for instance, the kinds of crops that were grown by different native groups in New York State in different times, because there are remains of these things. But the appearance of it is the part that fascinates me. So what does the 1670, 1750 era look like? And that's the great question. That's the unanswered question. I think investigating those years will yield many new discoveries.
Len is a meticulous person, and when he's done work in the past, he's been able to tell you why everything looks the way it is, what building and structure, why it is there, who the people are in these paintings. And many people have said when Len does work, that this is the closest we're ever going to see to what this original structure, original place looked like. No one else is going to spend the time and energy it takes to create something like that, and that's what Len's done.
How do we know where we're going if we don't know where we've been? It's an adventure that I really want to take on.